pick a context or an organization of your choice, and then answer those in that context, but within the theoretical and the conceptual framework that we have learned. I hope this is clarified. Let's quickly get to Christina Chewe. Your hand has been up for a very long time.
Yes, Prof. Good
Yes,
evening.
yes, good evening. Thank you.
Yes, Prof. You've been mentioning that during research writing, we may
Uh,
have more than one supervisor. I wanted to find out what's the need of having more than one supervisor.
Triangulation. Is that okay? Triangulation. Okay. Imagine if you were just being taken by myself throughout. You are not going to appreciate how others do things. Okay. So it's basically just to triangulate so that you have got several sources and then you have got a wider choice. Yeah. So basically, you learn a lot. Yeah, basically that's the answer. And also to avoid, subjectivity. Okay, if you have got 2 or 3, this will hammer you this way, they will hammer you that way, they will hammer you that way. At the end of the day, the 3 of you, when you come plus you, the 4th one, at least the conclusion will be much more respected than one person. But usually at masters, you only have maybe 1 supervisor, but the examiners are supposed to be at least 3. So that if a good question, very quickly. So when you are done with your supervisor is satisfied and you are satisfied, you submit your dissertation for examination. It will go to 3 different examiners. Here are the verdicts. They will say clear pass, which is rare in the university. Clear pass. It means that don't make any correction, no full stop, no what. Then the second one is a pass with a minor correction. If you receive such a verdict, colleagues, jump. Feel good. It means that you have passed, just some minor. Okay, so there is pass with minor corrections. Then there is pass with moderate. There, moderate means that yes, you will not be asked to go back and redo your study. So you may have to shift some things and whatever. Once they say pass with major, it means that you have to go back, go and collect your data and all those things. Yeah, so let's take, for example, one has said pass with minor correction. Examiner B has said pass with major. Another one has said pass with a minor. So it means the one with 2, even if the other one has failed, it means that you have passed. Okay? So I'm answering the question from Christina. So imagine if you had only 1 examiner, and then he says, no, not this. It means that you are gone. But if there are 3, you tend to benefit from the benefits of triangulation. Let's go. Allow me to, I think I've commented on the read, understand, and create a context. You are going to score very low marks if you remain descriptive, where you are just describing. That's not our interest. You can describe, but very quickly move away from descriptions. Bring a context. We want to benefit from your vast experience. We want to benefit. What is it that is occurring? Give us practical examples. Then that way we are going to appreciate. And for my papers, I can assure you, if you are practical, you cite examples, you know, you pick a story and you say, this is how it happened. Don't feel bad in any way. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, let me just share this, colleagues. Let me just share this as my last presentation for now. Yes. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Let me do this. Okay, I want to go to some specific areas. Not this, not this, not this. I want to go to hypothesis. You are already here. The reasoning. Okay, the reasoning. Let me just go back a bit. The structure of research. Then the next one. I hope you are able to see these, colleagues. Let me just push it up. Okay, so quantitative researchers, usually they are guided by the deductive approach or the deductive reasoning. Okay, I hope this is very, very clear. So what it means there, colleagues, is that you have got a theory already in place. It will tell you that if you do this, this is actually the outcome. If you do this, this is actually the outcome. It's very clear and it's very straightforward. And those theories were tested and they were proved. So in other words, it gives you the status quo. This is normally how it should actually work. Okay? So what you do, you as a researcher, you have a theory, you already know the outcome. You deliberately create a problem, the hypothesis, according to these authors, Combo, for example. He talks about a hypothesis as an educated guess. So you are guessing, or you are coming up with an argument, okay, or you are coming up with an assertion. So you deliberately, if you look at the null hypothesis, it will refuse. For example, you are going to say there is no statistical significance between lung cancer and smoking. You are refusing. That is your hypothesis. Okay, so you are going to create all those things. Okay, then you do the testing and then you do the observation and then you go to confirmation. So you confirm Okay, you're going to confirm. Yes, this is according to this. Or no, this is at variance with what the theory is saying. So that is the deductive, and usually the quantitative researchers will follow this. The other one, which is actually induction, it is actually the more difficult one. This is where you apply the works by Jean Piaget. Okay, those things that he did, Jean Piaget, Erikson, works by Vygotsky, and all those big psychologists. For this, you begin by observation, okay? And then from the observation, you create patterns. And from the patterns, now you come up with what are known as the tentative hypothesis. And then from there, that's how you create a theory. So, when you hear someone, strictly speaking, is a PhD holder, okay, a PhD holder, most likely they should have actually taken the inductive. That is why, that is if they have developed their own theory. It's difficult, but it's actually manageable. I thought of pointing this to you so that you are aware. So, clearly let your proposal be very clear in terms of your approach or the reasoning. If you go the deductive way, I expect your study largely to be quantitative. It's induction, I expect your study largely to be qualitative. I wanted to make mention of this. Right. Let me just check if this is okay with you. Okay, do we have any question on this one? Reactions? Okay. If there are no reaction, let me just check if there's something that I need to bring to your attention. Yeah. My last thing, yeah, I need to bring this. My last thing, let me just check. I want to address the issue of ethical considerations, which in most cases people abuse. Okay, please let me do this. Okay, let me share it once again. I hope colleagues were there. This is the last thing we are going to do now. Are you there?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, thank you, thank you. That can fall you alone. Hey, it's very scary. Okay, good. Okay, so now, okay, let me do this. Okay. I want us to, when you go to research methodology, the last part in chapter 3, you are going to deal with the ethical considerations. And I want you to pay a particular attention. Most of our students, they just, dwell on one aspect: confidentiality, consent. Okay. Most of the time, those are the ones. No, we sought for permission. No, we assured the participants and the respondents that the data we are collecting was just for academic purposes. It will not be used elsewhere, whatever. But I want you to be more critical this time. I want you to categorize ethical considerations into 3, perhaps 4, but 3. I want you to look at ethical principles, ethical rules, and the scientific criteria. Please. And what are these? Let's start with the ethical principles. Autonomy is an ethical principle. Remember, principles never change. Facts, they can change. For example, right now you are in class. You are attending a virtual class. It's a factual. After 20 minutes from now, that fact can change. Maybe the contact has come to an end. You are driving or you are somewhere. Especially my fellow men, sometimes they say that don't reach home early. Maybe you are somewhere taking some holy water somewhere. The fact has changed. It has changed. So autonomy, it is a principle. It is an ethical principle. And it says we ought to respect the right to self-determination. Very, very important, colleagues. There should be no coercion. Don't force. Hey, Vane, come. Whether you like it or not, you are participating in this study because you see, the due date is after 2 days. In fact, if you don't participate in this questionnaire, your father or your mother will not graduate. So it means that there will be no bread and butter on the table. Cohesion. That's cohesion. You are forcing people. Observe that. And I would like in your proposal to see this. The next one is actually the beneficence. It's an ethical principle. We ought to further others' legitimate interest. Get that? We need to take positive steps to help others pursue their interest or goodness or kindness. Allow other people also to excel. See them excel. Feel good for them. It's very, very unprofessional where highly educated people, they want to remain themselves alone. No, see others also grow. If an institution has got finances and is budgeted to sponsor people, sponsor them. Let them become bigger than you. The other one is do no harm. It's an ethical principle. The other one is justice. Justice is an ethical principle. We ought to ensure fair entitlement to resources. Okay? Let the people receive their dues and treat them equally in every way, since not all people are equally competent or equally healthy. Okay? Please, this is an ethical principle. Let's go to the ethical rules. So, ethical rules, they are one, veracity, not veracity, no. So, this one is an ethical rule. You need to tell the truth. Don't lie in research, don't lie. I know, you see, this is just, no. So, this is an ethical rule. The next one is privacy, is an ethical rule. Okay? The next one is confidentiality, which is actually the most written and the most abused. So you can imagine that most of the students, they just talk about confidentiality, okay, and privacy. You are basically limiting yourself only to ethical rules. What about ethical principles? So confidentiality, Fidelity is also another ethical rule. Okay, so we need to keep our promises and avoid negligence with the information. Okay, that is an ethical rule. Okay, so these they call to ethical, what is known as the ethical criterion, the one that I said. But I was interested in all those issues. Okay, let me stop here. I wanted to ensure that this syncs, this is delivered to my student, so that when you do your proposal should be unique. It should be different from just a generic proposal. I'll be happy, I am happy, and I will remain happy for having communicated these things to all of you here. Let me end here. We may not exhaust everything, but I think these are key. Do we have any questions? So Mr. Clement, ensure that all the presentations are zipped and forwarded to me. As you forward to me, also copy and share with your colleagues. I want to thank you most sincerely for the time that we spent together. I will now shift it to the portal if there are issues there with assignments and whatever. Others I need, maybe there's need to re-upload them. If there's the due date passed, there's no need for master students to cry and wanting to commit suicide. You know, amplifying things. Anything small, you rush to the director, writing. No, you see, our assignments, they are not there. In fact, we don't even know where you found this man who is taking us. Hey, what? No, mbwe. Then at the end of the day, we'll simply say, but look, here, there's no problem here. I am going to extend. Let's agree. So at your level, it's about dialogue. Go through your class representative. If you have got a challenge, we talk. And it's me to adjust. It's not the director. Okay, it's me to adjust. If you want additional 2 days, 3 days, tell me. I will open and then allow people to submit. Don't always, escalate issues. I'm not saying that you have to keep silent where things are not, but there should be room to dialogue. I thought of making mention of that. May I simply say thank you so very much. It was very humbling meeting each one of you. And I want to wish you the very best in your examination. Thank you, and then we can actually end here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.